So the next topic is obviously, like last week, we talked about the schedule release a little bit. But one of the things I wanted to bring up here is what game on the schedule do you think, as a victory, gives the Lions the most credibility of actually being a contender? Because there have been rumors, there have been a little bit of whispers out there that the Lions could potentially win 10, maybe 11 games, get into the playoffs because of how soft our schedule is. What win do you think gives the Lions the most credibility as a contender? And if the Lions were to lose, which loss do you think gives them the impression that they still need a lot of work? What do you think?
If they lose to the Bears twice, I'm going to freak out if they lose to the Bears twice. I'm going to freak out for real. But as far as a win, I think it's got to be Buffalo on Thanksgiving, just because we know how Thanksgiving goes. Every single year I eat a bunch of turkey, the Lions game comes and it goes, and I lay on my couch and I scroll on Twitter, and all I see is, I can't believe the NFL still lets Detroit host the Thanksgiving game. It makes me want to throw up when I read those tweets. It's a tradition unlike any other. Nobody, who cares about the Masters? I'd love to see beating Buffalo with Josh Allen. They want to win a Super Bowl this year. That's their game. They're not looking to make the playoffs. They're trying to win the Super Bowl. Buffalo, Thanksgiving in Detroit. Give me that game. Give me that win. Hopefully at that point, we're still like, I don't know, at least like 500 or floating around there. Give me that game and we'll be cooking with gas.
All right. Thank you, Jim Nance, for your intake there.
Yep. My pleasure, David. My pleasure.
I'll say this. The Bills game, instantaneously, it jumps right off the script as being the one that would give the Lions the most credibility, obviously, because the Bills are considered Super Bowl favorites next year, or this upcoming year, for the AFC. But I'm gonna actually keep it more closer to home, and I think it's any one of the games against Green Bay, specifically the game at Green Bay, because think about it this way. Green Bay has been the ruler of the North since the Brett Favre era. Like, for the last 20 years, they've pretty much ruled the North almost without any competition. Sure, the Bears and the Vikings have won the North a couple of times, but it's been pretty much the Packers' division to lose every stinking year. If the Lions could go into Lambeau, Week 18, and pull off an upset there, let's just say for all intents and purposes that it's down to the wire, whoever wins the game wins the division. If the Lions could go into Lambeau and pull up an upset against the Packers on their home turf, that right there would tell me, okay, the page is turned. The Lions are now actually starting to be a contender that we can take seriously in the NFC North. Because if you go to Lambeau and you beat Aaron Rodgers at his home turf, you've got something going. Or as you like to say, we're cooking with gas now. And we're not just cooking with gas. We're throwing dynamite on the fire and saying, we're blowing up the NFC North and we're taking everybody with us as hostages.
Yeah, that's fair. It's Buffalo or Green Bay, I think, are the two answers. Like you just said, Aaron Rodgers has been ruining my life since I can remember thinking. So that'd be nice. The only reason I didn't say Green Bay is because it's the last game. So you already know by that point. We either stink or we're good.
True. And again, that's why I said hypothetical situation, right, if it comes down to that point. But okay, now let's look on the flip side of that coin. You said the Bears. So for me, I'll be honest, the Bears are close, but the other team would be the Jaguars. If we were to somehow to lose against the Jaguars in our home stadium, I would cry bloody murder because, dude, the Jaguars had the number 1 overall pick this last draft. They literally just went out and spent a whole bunch of money on free agents, which I think they overpaid on quite a lot of them. If we can't beat the Jaguars on our home turf, that right there is, maybe we're not as far along as I thought we were. So for me, it's if we can't beat the Jaguars, the worst team last year, then I think we have a problem. And I think we have to reevaluate where in this rebuild we truly are.
The Jags would be devastating. The Jags,
they truly
the reason
would.
I didn't say them is because you would assume Trevor Lawrence is going to come into his own, right? Maybe year 2 where this guy can carry a team to some level. And they did just scoop a bunch of free agents. So it's like they can't be the worst team in the NFL again. I think the Bears could be the worst team in the NFL. Brand new front office, brand new coach. Justin Fields, I like him, but he wasn't great last year. Their offensive line is atrocious. They don't have anybody to catch footballs outside of Darnell Mooney. Like, I look at the Bears, and the other thing that would really upset me with losing to them is just the fact that we've been getting torched by Mitch Trubisky for the last few years. Like, every time we play the Bears, it's we should beat these guys. They're not good, and we lose anyway. So it's I just beat the Bears. They stink. They don't have anything good except for maybe Justin Fields. Beat those guys.
Justin Fields, in my opinion, wasn't even all that good last year. 7 touchdowns,
he
10 interceptions. He was horrible. And again, that's not necessarily a reflection of him on talent. It's a reflection of the talent he had around him. Like, the Bears are just, they're just god-awful. I'm sorry. That's the way I'm going to put it. And the fact I saw a report that some guy thinks they're going to go 11-6 and the Lions 6-11, I laughed my butt off. I was like, there ain't no chance the Bears go 11-6.
They're going to have the worst offensive line in the NFL. Justin Fields might be a dead body before week 8.
He'd just be hanging out there like, I'm just here to collect a paycheck, but I'm getting beat up along the way.
I swear to God, last year, once a week, I'd see some highlight of him just getting his head taken off, and this is the Bears' plan for their franchise QB. It's beat the Bears. Please beat the Bears.
Absolutely. Please beat the Bears. That should be our next mantra. Please beat the Bears. Please beat the Bears.
Please. Just beat them.
Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on a what?